Welcome to Trendster.
He was a leader feared by many, a symbol of power and brutality, and one of the most controversial figures of the 20th century. Saddam Hussein ruled Iraq with an iron fist for over 2 decades, shaping the country's destiny through war, dictatorship, and defiance against the West. But who was the man behind the power? And how did his reign lead to both dominance and destruction? Born in 1937 in a small village near Tikrit, Saddam Hussein grew up in a tough environment. Orphaned at a young age, he was raised by a strict uncle who instilled in him a deep sense of Arab nationalism and ambition. In the 1950s, he joined the Ba'ath Party, a movement that sought to unite Arab nations under a socialist ideology. But Saddam was not just another political activist. He was ruthless, cunning, and determined to climb the ranks. By 1968, Saddam played a key role in a coup that brought the Ba'ath Party to power. Though officially Iraq's vice president, he quickly became the country's true power broker, using a mix of political strategy and brutal crackdowns to eliminate rivals. By 1979, he had consolidated enough power to declare himself president, and his first act was a chilling display of his methods. In a televised meeting, Saddam accused several party members of treason. One by one, they were taken away, executed soon after. This marked the beginning of a dictatorship defined by fear, propaganda, and absolute control. With power secured, Saddam set his sights on expanding Iraq's influence. In 1980, he launched a full-scale war against Iran, believing it would be a quick victory. Instead, it became an 8-year bloodbath, costing over 1 million lives. Saddam used chemical weapons, a decision that horrified the world but revealed his willingness to do whatever it took to maintain control. Ironically, during this period, Western nations, including the US, provided Iraq with support, seeing Saddam as a counterbalance to Iran's growing power. But these alliances would not last. In 1990, Saddam made a bold move. He invaded Kuwait, claiming historical rights over the small but oil-rich nation. The world reacted swiftly. A US-led coalition launched Operation Desert Storm, crushing Iraq's military in just weeks. Forced to retreat, Saddam faced economic sanctions and growing unrest at home. Despite military defeat, Saddam tightened his grip on Iraq, brutally suppressing uprisings and defying UN inspections over alleged weapons of mass destruction. His government controlled information, executed dissidents, and built a cult of personality. But the world was watching and waiting. In 2003, after years of tension, the US and its allies invaded Iraq, accusing Saddam of possessing weapons of mass destruction. The war was swift. Within weeks, Baghdad fell, and by December, Saddam was found hiding in a hole near Tikrit. His once mighty rule had collapsed. Saddam was put on trial for crimes against humanity, found guilty and sentenced to death. On December 30th, 2006, he was executed. Some saw his death as justice, while others viewed it as the chaotic end of an era that left Iraq in turmoil. Saddam Hussein remains a deeply divisive figure. To some, he was a ruthless dictator responsible for war and suffering. To others, he was a strong leader who kept Iraq stable in a volatile region. But one thing is certain: his rule reshaped Iraq and the Middle East in ways still felt today. His legacy, for better or worse, will not be forgotten. What do you think? Was Saddam Hussein simply a tyrant, or was he a product of his time and circumstances? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more.